It's the sweetest greeting I've ever known. I didn't know I was looking for you till you stumbled into my arms. I didn't know what a woman could do. Now I have all that a man could ever want. When did I ever touch a heart softer than yours? So how could I bid a farewell to my love? That love that keeps me floating above the clouds. I didn't know I was looking for you till you stumbled into my arms. Oh, I didn't know what a woman.
Just when you think you've nailed coffee art and you can't get it wrong, you go to record it to make a cool video and it just looks horrible. The extract was rubbish, it was so fast, couldn't steam the milk properly, not good. Bit sour, but it will do. So, welcome back to another vlog. Thank you for tuning in. I never thought I would get to the point of making a video like this. Titled this with a thumbnail like this. If you're new here, my name is Craig. I am 37 years old and this is my YouTube channel. I used to think that I wasn't there yet. Like I wasn't ready to create a video with this title, that really how YouTube has changed my life. But then it actually hit me that I've been living it this year, like throughout a whole of 2025. Now I don't have a lot of videos on my channel yet. The first goal for my YouTube journey was always to get to 100 videos. Now I'm currently on about 24, 25 videos, excluding shorts. I don't want to be talking about shorts. I want videos, posted, documented, storytelling. And yeah, I'm nowhere near that goal. The start of the year, I set out a goal to post every 1 to 2 weeks. And that is basically what I've been doing. 25 videos, which means I've been averaging a video every 2 weeks, which for me has been a great achievement because I have a lot of other things going on, as does everybody. You know, everybody works a 9 till 5, or the majority of people work a 9 to 5. The majority of people have to squeeze in their own training. And if you've got a side hustle like I do myself with the clothing brand, you have to put your hours into that because you're only going to get out what you put in. So starting this YouTube channel, it was a gamble because there wasn't really a lot of time or hours in the day to edit or document, and sometimes you feel like you're out of your depth because yeah, you have a lot going on, but it is just about chipping away. I have lived on YouTube myself, but more so in the last 5 years, where I've been following effectively following their life, following the journey and their story that they're telling and they're documenting. And there are so many different people that inspire me in so many different ways. There's obviously the background that I enjoy outside of my day-to-day life, which is CrossFit, high rocks, endurance sports. And there are plenty of athletes that are in that space that inspire me on a daily basis and document their journey, document their training. And then on the other side, I really enjoy following people's lives, their day in the life vlogs, week in the life vlogs, see what these people are doing on a weekly basis. And I've tried to incorporate some of that into my creative outlet here on YouTube. Recently, I've actually been thinking about how YouTube, and this year, starting my YouTube channel, has changed my life. I'm not talking about overnight success or any dramatic moment or going viral or anything along those lines, because none of that has happened to me. But just in small, unexpected ways that I've felt over time since I started in January of 2025, my first video was posted January the 26th, have just been adding up over time. And I'll get into more of that in this video. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in. My name is Craig, and on this channel, I am documenting my clothing brand, my training, which isn't just one specific sport. I've got 10 sections in this video. Now, that might sound like a lot, but really it's just going to be broken down into little segments, because like everything else in life, if you've got a big goal, like posting 100 videos on YouTube seems a lot. So sometimes you can get overwhelmed and not even start because you think you'd never get there. And it's the same with these 10 steps. Like, these 10 steps sounds like a lot to go through, but we just keep chipping away one by one by one. There's a little bit more in this video because that's the beauty of YouTube. This is my journey. This is my story. It's not anybody else's. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this channel. Thank you for watching this video. And thank you if you've watched any of my other videos as well, because it's motivated me to keep going this year, keep creating, keep documenting the process. So I'm going to throw in and sprinkle a little bit of day in the life stuff. Let's get into this video. Let's actually finish this coffee because I've been chatting for far too long now and this is probably cold. Let's give away the free t-shirt that I talked about in my St. Virgo studio video. So I actually recorded this a couple of weeks ago in my friend's cafe. So let's cut to past Craig, where I gave away a St. Virgo studio t-shirt. We'll come back and we'll talk about these points. Welcome to the giveaway. Take that off, show the new trim off. So, as you know, there was a giveaway in my last YouTube video, so thank you if you watched the video, and yeah, you got to say the end of the video, you commented. There were only 5 comments, so you now have a 1 in 5 chance of winning if you did comment. But just using this random giveaway generator, we'll give them a shuffle, and then how do I even spin it? Just that? Nope. Firstly, no results, so it should be first time doing it. Click to spin.
J done did it again. J done did it again. We done did it.
Tom, you are the winner of the t-shirt and the giveaway. Thanks to everyone that commented. Tom, reach out to me via DM. I'm going to put this on my Instagram story as well, so if you're in there before YouTube, then congrats bro, you won a studio t-shirt. So yeah, pumped to get it out to you. To do a quick fit check for today. On top, Cole Buxton waffle long sleeve St. Virgo joggers. On feet I got an Italian brand, they kind of look like Converse, covered in hairs at the minute, St. Virgo cap, and then some Dr. Franklin sunglasses, which are not needed today. As you can see, it's very cloudy, but they make it a little bit brighter, so it feels like it's a summer day when it's not. I've created another channel on my Instagram, which is called Athletic, which is basically just Athlete and Craig put together. Yeah, the idea on there, I'll do maybe a few more like behind the scenes type vibe, where it's going to be maybe a bit like real talk, some editing tips, how I started like documenting, maybe a bit more of like this behind the scenes thing. And I'll be doing some more giveaways on there as well, maybe announcing some giveaway winners. Let's see how that goes today. Callan, his sister and family own the Old Dairy Cafe, so shout out to you guys. Awesome cafe. If you're ever in Alton Broad, go there. And you get these lovely views as well. Look at this.
I won't leave you, baby, no. 'Cause I just wanna love you. I would never ever put nobody else above you. I just wanna kiss you.
Yeah, you can just sit and watch and chill. Tom, congratulations on being a winner. I'm looking forward to getting your t-shirt out there. Yeah, let's go.
Ain't nobody gonna control you, 'cause I'm right here. I'm right here.
Today's not about views or cinematic shots, edits, or the perfect storyline. It's about the truth and why I feel like YouTube has changed my life. So why YouTube? It's the first place where I've stopped waiting for permission. I've stopped waiting for the algorithm. I've stopped waiting for people to see my posts. And I've just started creating on my own terms. Like, my videos are a way of me expressing another creative outlet. They're a chance for me to document and look back at my story, and I get to choose the story, the pace, the energy, and it's all my vision. I get to say yes to myself ultimately. All the videos that you see, or maybe this is the first video that you've clicked on, but if you go back on my channel, all of that process, the editing, the documenting, the storytelling, the music, I've learned all of that basically in the moment. So it's my creative way of expressing my story. And YouTube also gave me the fact that it's not just one story. There's obviously a whole aspect of a passion of mine that I massively enjoy, which is the training, the CrossFit, the high rocks, the endurance sports stuff, which you will see more of on this channel because that is just ingrained into my day-to-day life, like every single day. But you know, parts of the brand where people aren't quite aware of it, or they're looking to start something themselves, and I can try and help at least one person start their own side hustle, then that to me is reaching the right audience. It also gives me purpose and consistency, because it's a reason to stay consistent. I'm documenting my journey, and I want to, in 10, 15 years time, is to look back at these videos and see how far I've gone, you know, where I was at that time, and maybe friends, family, relatives, they can look back at the videos as well. So I think that's a really cool aspect of YouTube. I know that sounds really cliche and very basic, but there's something really powerful about getting to a point in your life where you just say yes to things. And I think that sparks my creative identity. Like, sometimes things happen because you have created your own luck and you've got yourself into a space where you're surrounded by like-minded people, and just saying yes to that journey and that aspect will definitely bring you joy, because it has opened the doors for me to meet people that I never thought I would meet, and chat to people that are also on this same journey, or there may be a couple of steps ahead of me, or there may be a couple of steps behind, but it always sparks a conversation. The commitment really is the upload. The performance of the video after the upload doesn't matter. The views don't define that your video is bad or good. The consistency does. So if you then are still motivated to make another video, then that's the true win. Output is more important than outcome. And there's always a lot of talk about the algorithm, but consistency is the real algorithm. I think when you show up weekly or fortnightly and you are shooting your content and building that unstoppable momentum because you're in the zone, you're creating more than you're consuming. And I'll always believe that viral moments don't build a channel. Habits build the channel, and staying consistent build that channel. Probably the biggest surprise for me is I've fallen in love with the craft of making YouTube videos. The filming aspect, the finding creative shots, the storyboarding, which is probably something that I've only really taken into account maybe over the last 4 or 5 videos. The lighting, which you can see, the transitions, the storytelling, and by no means do I think that I'm an expert in any of those subjects, but it's something that I'm getting better at with each video that passes, because it goes on to my next point. It's the 1% rule. YouTube really forces you to improve whether you notice it or not. And that's 1% better per video mentality, because there's no pressure, it's just progress. And that's why I've got that goal of reaching 100 videos, not just we're including shorts, just I'm talking about 100 videos. And if I can get 1% better per each video that passes, then ultimately I'm going to have a lot more experience, a lot more mistakes that I've made, that I've learned from. And that is the key to skill progression, is learning and growing. To look at it in a training aspect is every video is a rep, and every rep that you do, you're stacking up more strength, more performance, more endurance. And one day, and I do this now, is you'll look back at your first video and you'll think, thank God I kept going, because you see how much of the journey you've gone through and how much you've learned, and you really see your skills progressing. Upgrading my gear over time, because I've invested into this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I also have an Action 5. So if I want to do any sports endurance shots, I grab the Action camera, and this camera seems to be the perfect balance for me of size and reliability at the moment. There are a few accessories that I've got to go with it, which helps my filming experience by finding creative shots. Maybe I can go into that in another video if you were interested, so let me know in the comments. But that is the main goal with every video. Can I improve it by 1% from the last video? Number 6, I'm documenting real moments. I'm documenting my life, my story. It might not be that meaningful to you, but it's meaningful to me, and it's part of this documentation and creating moments that I could easily forget. And I think life is really flashing by far too quickly. I'm 37, I'm 38 next year. That's how age works, if you didn't know. Yeah, there's easily times that I would have forgotten, and processes that I've been through that, you know, maybe that's where somebody is on their journey. They're looking into trying to find their first factory to produce their first t-shirts or anything along those lines, that I might look back on and think that's an easy part of the process, but it's something that I didn't document, so somebody can't take something from it. I guess maybe to relate to the 1% rule is that if I can help one person of any parts of my story that I'm sharing, then again, I think that is a massive win. And I'm documenting my life. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a content creator. My life can be messy sometimes. It can be busy. There's, you know, great days, and there's not so good days that you struggle with motivation. And I want to document what's real. So I think the difference between Instagram and YouTube, pretty obvious to me, but I feel like Instagram is very much a highlight reel where everybody seems to just be absolutely smashing it. And I think that for me, I wouldn't be being true to myself by highlighting that I'm this, and this. I think that there's a lot more downs than what there are ups, but obviously you have to just keep getting up. If you get knocked down 99 times, you get up 100. So you keep stepping forward. So yeah, that probably didn't really make sense, but Instagram just seems to be everybody's doing great, everybody's better than you, everybody's got more abs than you. YouTube just feels more real. It feels more personal. It feels more like we can have this conversation and take something from it. So yeah, anyway, I'm filming life as it happens. They're real memories, and it might not be perfect content, but it's something for me to look back on and empower, basically. Maybe the Instagram and YouTube comparison goes on to point 7 a little bit, but it's self-acceptance. I've been able to see myself grow in ways that I didn't expect. Like, if you go back to my first couple of videos, I felt really uncomfortable talking to the camera. And like any skill, I'm still not perfect at it, but you get better at it the more that you practice and the more that you try. I'm still, in my mind, trying to get more comfortable with filming and making mistakes in public, because I feel like if you are talking to a camera and you have a script memorized in your head, then it's easier to talk to the camera out in public. But with the videos that I make, I do just have a couple of bullet points that I like to talk about. So there are times in public where I've tried to film and I have to literally stop and just think, okay, right. I say this all out loud to myself because I feel like it's more important for me to accept in that moment that, okay, right, what am I trying to say here? I get my words jumbled up if you've watched any of my other videos, especially my last video about my brand where I got confused about the word momentum or memento. I think, yeah, I got confused about the word memento. So it's difficult in that moment to recognize what you're saying, to follow your own story in your head while you're telling it. That's a skill in itself as well. But seeing yourself on camera, watching your videos back, especially if you're watching them on like a 65-inch TV, you can really see your flaws. You know, getting used to hearing your own voice as well is something that isn't really spoken about a lot when you start your own vlogs or start your own YouTube channel. But it's about embracing your imperfections because nobody's perfect. We all have our own flaws. I'm growing in that confidence of accepting who I am, accepting I do have a bottom tooth that's been pushed back because my wisdom teeth came through and I never sorted them out. It's been helpful in allowing me to accept myself with the way I sound, my imperfections, maybe my little quirks. You stop picking yourself apart, to be honest, and you start understanding who you actually are. Number 8 is persistence and long game. This really is slow growth. I think slow growth has taught me a lot of resilience because there's about 24, 25 videos that I've got on there. They range from different views. I think my lowest views are about 130, 150 views, where some of my top videos have surpassed 10,000 views. There's no difference in the way I have shot or edited any of those videos. Some topics are more searched right now in time than what they will be in the future. So it might be that that video that has 150 views today, in 10 years time, might start to pick up and get more views. So it really, really is hard for you to accept in a world where we love likes and everybody wants to have the most liked post on Instagram, when your videos don't get as many views as you expect them to be. And then the videos that you didn't put as much time into end up taking off and getting the most views. So finding that balance is very, very difficult, but you have to keep showing up even when your views are dropping. Even when, I guess maybe, because I'm not there yet, but even when you're monetized and your revenue is dipping as well, you are the character of your own story. So you need to keep yourself accountable and keep making those videos and trying new things, because growing slowly doesn't mean that you aren't growing. And I'm nowhere near giving up. Like, I'm only 25 videos in and it's taken me just about a year to get 25 videos, which is an average of one video every 2 weeks. And I'm hoping to try and up that going into 2026. Set myself a goal of the first part of the year would be one video every 2 weeks, and then the second part of the year, maybe a video every week, or I could maybe look at putting that into quarters. You have to stay committed if you're creating a YouTube channel. You have to have a long-term mindset. Stay consistent and don't chase getting viral, basically, because you will probably end up in a loophole of creating content that isn't true to yourself. The commitment really is the upload. The performance of the video after the upload doesn't matter. The views don't define that your video is bad or good. The consistency does. So if you then are still motivated to make another video, then that's the true win. Output is more important than outcome. Point 9, growing as a creator and as a person. Every part of creating a video is a new skill that I've learned. So my skill sets on documenting have just leveled up. Filming has leveled up. The more I've done it, the more comfortable I've got. Editing has leveled up. It used to take me maybe 2 or 3 days to edit my videos and get them posted. But now I think I could comfortably edit my videos in a day. Storytelling, still not perfect and still something that I'm really trying my best to work on, which is why I've taken more time in script work and having a bit of a storyboard with bullet points to talk about, to keep myself on track, because as I mentioned, and everybody that seems to have ADHD would like to remind you that they have ADHD, but I do have a very distracting brain and mindset. So if I start to talk about something else, chances are I've forgotten about the first thing that I was talking about anyway. So that has really helped me. So if you take anything from this, bullet points is a great first way of starting and creating videos. Creativity isn't magic. Like, you don't just get it or not have it. I think everybody has it. And the more you use that part of your brain, it's kind of like muscle memory. If you keep picking the camera up enough times, eventually those ideas and that creative aspect will just flow through you. And you'll see new shots that you've not seen before, or you'll start to think about B-roll in a different way. I actually really enjoy shooting B-roll over the main storytelling. I think that journey of connecting stories is really interesting to me. Creating really is just a habit, and waiting to feel creative or waiting for the perfect time is not a path that you want to go down, I don't think, because you'll never end up posting. There'll never be the perfect time. You have to be grateful for your fails. Like, you have to fail to get better. And that is obviously very cliche, but all the abandoned videos or the abandoned edits that you create and you change, or you've posted and you think, oh, I wish I would have done it differently. It gives you the opportunity to do it differently the next video that you take. Really, they were never the wrong path. They just teach you that you won't do that again. They show you the light of the right way of doing about it. The part that changed the most is me, if that makes sense, because it's about my story. I've become more comfortable talking to the camera. I've become more comfortable with vlogging in public and not caring about what other people think about me in that moment, because everybody else has their own worries and their own life going on, and they might just stare at you for a second and think, oh, what's he doing vlogging himself? And then they carry on with their day. So embrace that first embarrassment, because you will get embarrassed and you're probably get in your own head and think, oh, I can't do this, it's too difficult vlogging in public. And it is difficult, but you just have to remember that nobody cares what you're doing. They have their own worries. Section 10, probably the last point that I'd like to mention. Some things that I have been thinking about in hindsight that I've tried to incorporate in my storytelling and my channel is relatable, being honest, and just being a human. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be perfect. This channel is not going to be about do this and you'll get this. I want to be relatable. I want to be honest. I want to be somebody who helps that one person that is starting their journey. And I've said that already here in a couple of other points, but I think that's my number one goal, aside from documenting this channel for myself, is if I help one person in any video that I post, then that's worth it for me. A bit of a different video for me to post. Obviously this feels a bit more of a sit down and a discussion about why I felt YouTube has changed my life. But if you are holding back, not just about creating your own YouTube channel or starting your own brand and starting your own training program, we're in December now, and it's very cliche to think I'll start the 1st of January. Don't hold back. There is no perfect time to start. Don't be waiting for that perfect moment, convincing yourself really that you need to learn more before you can start, because don't do that. Just start. One story, one post, one video, one rep, 1K, whatever it is, you need to just start. Hopefully this can help just one person from finally stopping and waiting for tomorrow and starting today. If this reaches that one person, this video was all worth it for me. I'll still be here creating videos. Hopefully into 2026, there'll be more regular videos. I'm hoping that it'll be maybe once a week, but at least once every 2 weeks. I'll still be posting, I'll still be failing, I'll still be learning, and I'll be improving and documenting my story throughout 2026. So thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. But I'm actually using this as my, they're called like a visual, as my screen. It gives me a better idea of what the video is going to look like on the phone, and then to give you a bit of an insight. Sure, might as well. I've got my script here on my laptop. Normally I would print that, but I just couldn't be bothered. I just sort of put that script. I put a rough script into ChatGPT, and then I basically get ChatGPT to give me the hook, the intro, like the sections all marked out, so it's like basically done a tick box, so I can sort of follow a script. Because if you go back on my channel, you'll see that it's clear to me, especially where I'm talking to the camera, I don't have points that I'm chatting about, and I find myself, because I've got ADHD, I find myself getting distracted and chatting about something else when I've already started a topic of conversation that doesn't get any. So having a script and having some bullet points, not necessarily like to follow, but to talk about, and then I know that it's at least there in the script, and if I need to, I can edit it and go back on whatever. But look, so like I was saying,